Well, I think any good conversation in business needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And unfortunately, many conversations just sort of have a middle. You jump into the conversation you've had before, you turn the crank around a few times, and then you spin back out essentially where you left before. You may feel good having talked about it again, but nothing's really been resolved. I think good offsites have outcomes, very concrete outcomes. Decisions have been made, milestones have been set, paths have been struck, and they have a set of very clear deliverables. Who's going to do what by when? I think the best offsites have clear outcomes. And I think to get to those outcomes, it's good to have an agenda. I don't think it's adequate to say we're going to spend 3 hours talking about this and 2 hours talking about this and an hour talking about this. We use a tool called the Facilitator's Agenda. There's a couple examples available for download on Offsites.com. That's kind of the stage manager's copy of a script. You know, you go to a Broadway play and there may be a script, which is the story the playwright wrote, but the stage manager has a version that says, okay, so a telephone rings off stage 3 times, or Fred comes in carrying a flashlight, and somebody needs to know to put a flashlight in that actor's hand, so that happens at that moment. A facilitator's agenda is sort of like that. We take the meeting and we break it into independent modules. We say for each module, what are we trying to accomplish during this 45 minutes? What is the tool we're going to use, whether it's a flip chart or a wall chart or keypad voting, or what's the mechanism that we're going to use, and what's the outcome that we're trying to achieve in this part of the meeting. We literally have that agenda broken down into individual modules, and each module planned out. The same way as a wedding planner doesn't just say, well, 300 guests sit down for lunch. No, we're going to serve an appetizer, and then the band's going to play 5 songs, and then we're going to clear the plates, and then we're going to serve the main course. Everything's fairly structured. Good offsites have structure, and structured offsites have agendas. So I'm a big fan of agendas. I think it lets everybody understand how this meeting's going to progress. I think the people running the meeting have the backstage version so they can see the detail of how the meeting has been structured and put together and how it's going to proceed. And I think the whole thing can move together like clockwork. The content may vary. What people say may be unpredictable, but how the meeting's going to work, that shouldn't be unpredictable. It should be known to the organizers ahead of time.